Okay, let's talk draft. Wemby is amazing. We all know this. The Spurs have a franchise corner piece. We can move on to number two. So the Hornets went Brandon Miller over Scoot. And if you want to look on the internet, there's already videos of Hornets fans being like, oh my God, what the hell, and all this stuff, because Scoot is very exciting. We'll get to him in a minute. Brandon Miller, he's a tall, all-around wing who can shoot, he can create for himself, and he has shown a lot of upside with making plays for other guys, working off of screens, all that. And when I could say he can shoot, I mean, like, he can move off ball. He's not just a standstill catch-and-shoot guy. And he's got LaMelo as the primary ball handler, and so what I'm wondering is, what is the balance going to be for Steve Clifford between how many of those possessions that are just going to be LaMelo doing whatever, typically a pick and roll with like Mark Williams, and how many of those possessions turn into Brandon Miller, whether it's bringing the ball up court or LaMelo kicking it to him and then LaMelo having to chill on the wing or the corner. I mean, LaMelo is still going to lead the team in touches. He's still going to lead him in shot attempts, I would imagine, for a while. Of course, LaMelo will create open looks for Miller. Also, I feel like with Miller, you could have him starting from the corner, getting to down screen, and then from there, it's if he's open, he can shoot it. If he's got a driving lane, he can take it and then make the next play. Like, he should be good. He should be good. Is it Scoot because of Scoot's just crazy athleticism? I don't know. I mean, Scoot's definitely an exciting prospect, which can now lead into Scoot for the Blazers. Look, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with Dame, all right? That's all I'm going to say about that. Scoot Henderson, I mean, it's like his strengths are so clear that it feels like almost oversimplifying how good he is, but it's like, look, he can run pick and roll, he can get downhill, he can finish like crazy, he can dunk on dudes, he can be a menace in transition, he can make plays for others. Some people want to say, well, is the three-point shooting really going to get there? The pull-up mid-range is promising. And also, based on every single interview and quote that I've seen, read, whatever from this guy, he just seems like a complete like culture, setter, leader type of dude. And if one day the Blazers are featuring Shaedon Sharpe, who is also just an insane athlete along with Scoot, I mean, that's a fun team, man. Okay, let's go to number 4 with Alperen Thompson to the Rockets, and we could fit Cam Whitmore in here as well. The Rockets just got really athletic, dude. I mean, Amen is in like the 1%, you could even stretch that out to like the 0.1% of athlete at his size and at the guard position. He's a very good passer. His first step is very fast. I think in time he can grow into kind of a devastating help defender, to be honest. I mean, crazy athlete, 6'7", with a 6'9" wingspan, whether it's passing lanes, weak side blocks as a guard, like I really could see all that. And the fact that Udoka is going to be his coach, I'm going to bet now that Amen hits his potential defensively. Now, the jump shot is what it is. I know. He's got a lot of work to do there, not just with catch-and-shoot threes, but pull-ups from mid-range and the whole thing. I get it. And while Cam Whitmore is not the athlete that Amen is, because very few guys are, he's still a very good athlete in his own right. Very strong, all that. His passing is a pretty big question. That and his just general reads and noticing when guys are open. Like, he's got work to do there, no doubt. But he's very strong. He can dunk on dudes as well. He's got a knack for cutting and being a lob threat and all that. Transition stuff for the Rockets is going to be crazy. And Cam is also like a really physical driver. And as far as why he fell so much, I mean, the buzzword everybody was using was his medical stuff. So, okay, I guess apparently some workouts didn't go very well. We'll see there. If Udoka can get Sengun operating like around the free throw line, high post and all that, and he can just get all these dudes cutting, Jalen Green and Amen and Cam and Tari Eason and KJ Martin, and it could just be like cut and lob city, featuring Sengun averaging 1 million assists. Don't want to forget about Jabari and all of this as well. I think his signs defensively went like a little under the radar his first year, but I think he's got a lot of good signs, like as a team defender and stuff. The shooting, we'll see in time, especially if he's featured more in the offense to where he's got a better rhythm, all that stuff. But look, the big thing is Udoka's going to have to bring a structure to this offense. I mean, as far as KPJ's destiny with the Rockets now, like, he's certainly talented to fit alongside other guys and share ball handling duties. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, like, you got Alperen Thompson. You do not want Kevin Porter Jr. being by far your number one ball handler now. Now let's go to his brother, Ausar, for the Pistons. So Ausar, there are some questions with his jump shot, but he's definitely farther along than his brother between the form and the volume isn't super high, but he's been getting better at it, And if that's going to be there, then I love the fit of him with Cade and Ivy. And it's also believable that they thought he was the best player at number 5 because he's also a ridiculous athlete who's good enough to be we can use the word connector on offense, where he's a good enough ball handler to finish plays that are started from Cade and Ivy, like a Cade pick and roll swing to Ausar, and then from there attack off the catch, make something happen at the rim for himself, or like a lob to Duran or whoever, like he can do that. And then defensively, Ausar projects to be really good on ball, and it Probably won't take that long for him to do that in the NBA as well. So, I mean, I do think he's the ideal wing next to Caden Ivey, assuming the jumper is going to be there. And again, there's already signs that it's going to be there. But it's not a guarantee. You still got to get there. Number 6, Anthony Black to the Magic. Smart, tall point guard who projects well defensively, especially as a help guy. He's a very patient pick and roll guy who can anticipate what the defense does. He's not just like oh, you're open, let me throw it to you. He does that well. But he also can anticipate like what the help is going to do and all that. He's a very smart player. And so fitting that in with Franz, who's, already showing the signs of a ball handler and all that. Paolo, who projects to being just one of the best scorers, definitely inside scorers in the league in time. It is interesting. I mean, you do have Fultz, who has already served as we really need a ball handler and guy who can set up the offense dude, who also can, like Fultz has been progressively cooking a little bit more with getting downhill and, the mid-range and all that. And it would help if Black's jump shot was a little more of a sure thing. We'll see there. But still, Black has a lot to like, and I think because of the passing, the defense, and the overall smarts, I could picture him being one of those guys where, like, whenever he's in the game, the lineup numbers are always good, Grady Dick was very popular in mock drafts for these guys because, they need shooting. But they go with Jet Howard instead. He can shoot. He's taller than Grady for what it's worth. But hey, you could have Markelle Fultz or Anthony Black kicking out to Jet for 3. All the attention that Paulo and Franz draw, same thing there. Cole Anthony is still here. Now for the Pacers at number 7, they went with Jarace Walker. Well, there was a trade, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, look, he projects to be a really good team defender who can cover a lot of ground, can be a help guy, on the weak side and all that. And so thinking about that next to Miles Turner, that's interesting. And actually, interesting sounds like I'm not doing it enough justice. I mean, you're talking about a very good rim protector paired up with how versatile of a defender Walker can be. That's the template of a good defense, man. Walker has shown some passing potential out of the short roll, so you think about him screening for Halliburton in that regard. And the 3-ball has shown signs, but he's got some work to do. It did seem like on a lot of mock drafts that it was either Taylor Hendricks or him for the Pacers. Seems like a good fit, man. Now we get to Coulibaly with the Wizards. And, Coulibaly is just kind of oozing with potential, man. I mean, with him, you can take the term versatile defensive athlete and just kind of stretch it as far as you want to, given his growth spurt and his wingspan and all that. And I'm already picturing Tyus Jones and Monte Morris just throwing him a bunch of alley-oops. He's already shown some stuff with straight drives, and his 3-ball, there's a little bit there right now. So that should be good. Taylor Hendricks to the Jazz. Taylor Hendricks could be a great weak side shot blocker and team defender overall. And when you put that next to Walker Kessler, who in my opinion is slated to be a perennial all-defense candidate, potentially defensive player of the year one day, given how good he already is as a rookie at protecting the basket and all that as a center. Certainly exciting. You got Markkanen there, and I mean, he's tall as hell, obviously. And the thing there is that Markkanen and Hendricks, I mean, we know Markkanen can shoot, but Hendricks has also shown good signs with his 3-ball as well. So, I mean, if you're going to have that size, but the spacing is not going to be a problem because of obviously Markkanen can do a bunch off the dribble as well, and they run so many creative off-ball sets for him, then that's huge. Now, speaking of dribbling, playmaking and all that, Hendricks has to work on that side of his game, and I don't really know what the ceiling is going to be there. Hendricks can also catch a lob, so that's cool. They also got Keontae George, the Jazz, who seems like a bucket getter. We'll do a couple more here. The Thunder have Cason Wallace, who is a very good defensive guard, and even that might be underselling it. I mean, on the ball, off the ball, he's got like a 6'8" wingspan. Like, the dude projects extremely highly on that side of the floor. On top of that, he's a good ball handler, good passer, and the catch and shoot stuff has been solid so far. Don't know where he's going to get to as a creator, but SGA, Giddey, J-Dub, they can create opportunities for him. He can finish them. And, I mean, if you're thinking about a defense with Chet on the back line, and then you've got him and, J-Dub and his help defense, it's looking good in OKC, man. We're going to do a couple more here. So the Mavs got Derek Lively, and, I mean, in theory, Lively is the type of big that the Mavs are looking for. He's a rim protector, he's a lob threat, and with that rim protection, like, he can play higher up on screens as well. Like, he's probably best used as more of a drop big, but he can move. The question with him is more so, is he going to be able to contribute right away? I don't know. Of course, it's easy to imagine him screening for Luka. Like, yeah, he could definitely get himself a few buckets a game just off of that. Grady Dick going to the Raptors. So, of course, with Grady, he's an amazing shooter. We all get this. He's a good enough dribbler to where he can also, like, pump fake and then get, like, a mid-range pull-up on, or pump fake and then kind of relocate, sidestep into a 3-ball if the defender, like, jumped at the pump fake or whatever. The biggest thing with that, really, is that you just want him to end up on a team that will use him and run him through sets and all that, and we'll see with Rajakovic, their new coach, but he's highly acclaimed. I mean, everybody just has glowing reviews of the guy, so that's a good sign if you're the Raptors. So yeah, I think that's all I got on the draft. Shout out to Jordan Hawkins, Kobe Buffkin, who's good off the dribble and had some insane finishing numbers in college. And as far as how the Hawks use him, given that they've already got the 2 guards, we'll see.